Hi, everyone. It's Heather with Courageous Hearts. I'm so happy today to be with you to go through the 4 count breath. In this activity, you're going to actually have an experience of the 4 count breath. So let's go ahead and let's get started. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you. Okay, terrific. So first of all, this 4 count breath is something that falls under the self-management competency of the 5 SEL competencies. And you see those 5 SEL competencies around the white small SEL circle in the middle. The 2 in orange are the internal competencies of self-awareness and self-management. And like I said, this would fall under self-management. If you'd like to get more information about SEL, there is an Intro to SEL course on our website, which I would highly recommend. And to just go into a little more detail here, whoops, this would fall under the sub-competencies. So here are the sub-competencies under the main competencies of self-management, and the 4 count breath would fall under stress management. I also believe it would also help with impulse control. And if you're using the stress scale, which is one of our tools, and there is also a course on our website about the stress scale, this would be a part 2 to that, where you talk about how to bring students' stress number down. So the stress scale is a 1 to 10 scale, with the lower the number being the lower the stress, the higher the number being higher stress, and the 4 count breath can certainly help with some people to bring down their number, some students. As always, it's really up to the students to decide what works for them. Stress scale, excuse me, the 4 count breath works for a lot of people to bring down their stress and anxiety levels. But for some people, it doesn't work. So it's really an individual thing for them to find out what works for them. So we're going to go ahead and get started. And I'm going to read from this script. I've done this many times. I'm to the point where I don't need the script, but there is a downloadable script, and I figured I would just go ahead and use it so you can be familiar with the languaging in it. For those of you who haven't done anything like this and need to use the script. Okay, and the point of this right now is for you to have an actual experience of it. Okay, so in just a moment, we're going to do a stress management activity. And in order to prepare, please place anything in your hands, on your desk or under your chair. And go ahead and get in a comfortable position. And if you feel comfortable with it, you can close your eyelids. And if you don't, it's totally fine to keep them open, but divert your gaze downwards so not to distract yourself or others. This is an activity that will help you manage stress and anxiety. It's called the 4 count breath. The breath is the only function in the human body that crosses between the voluntary and involuntary nervous systems. For example, you can voluntarily choose to breathe. So just right now, take in a deep breath and then let it go. Or if you forget to breathe, your body will breathe you. So it's also part of the involuntary nervous system. When a person is in stress, typically the breathing rate will increase. And one way you can help the body to relieve stress is by slowing down the breathing rate voluntarily. So let's begin. This is called the 4 count breath, and it is a series of inhalations, exhalations, and breath holding for a count of 4 seconds each. So in just a moment, we're going to inhale for a count of 4 through the nose, and then hold for a count of 4, and then exhale for a count of 4 through the mouth, and then hold for a count of 4. Don't worry about others being able to hear your exhale through the mouth. It's normal for this exercise. We will then start the cycle over again. We will do this several times, and you can check in with how you feel at the end to see if it might be something you can choose to reduce your stress. Now, please go ahead and inhale for a count of 4 through the nose. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold for a count of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale through the mouth. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold for count of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale through the nose. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale through the mouth. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now allow your breath to take over on its own. We're not trying to control the breath at this point. We're just allowing it to do its natural thing now and observe it. Notice if the breath has changed at all. Maybe it has deepened. Maybe it is more shallow. Notice how you feel in this moment compared to how you felt at the beginning. Decide inwardly if this is something you might want to try when you are feeling stressed. It can also be something you use to start off your day to prevent stress and be more calm. It's up to you and how you want to use this tool. When you're ready, please go ahead and open your eyes and bring your arms up and take a nice stretch. Look around and find something blue, something yellow, something red. And now let's stay in this more calm energy as we continue our class. Okay, and then there's a facilitator note at the bottom. If it seems appropriate, you can ask anyone if they want to share what that was like for them. So let's go ahead and go through the debrief questions. How did you feel at the end of going through this process? Did you notice any changes in your breath? And if so, what did you notice? For those of you who are going through this experience, if you want to pause during these questions and maybe take notes or write down your experience, you can share those with students when you go through it. Hey, when I did this, I noticed that my breath deepened. Or when I did this, I noticed that I was yawning a lot. So just good to take maybe some notes if you think that would be helpful. And 3, how might this be useful for you when you're experiencing stress? So I'm going to add a 4th debrief. Actually, it's not up here, but what I would recommend also is talking to students of when it might be useful. So for example, before taking a test, for students that get a little bit of anxiety before test taking, or if they're going to talk to somebody that they maybe feel a little uncomfortable normally when they talk to this person, or before trying out for a sport, for example, or anything that might give them a little bit of nervousness or anxiety, they can try using this. The other thing I wanted to mention, when I have done this and other stress management tools with students, they'll oftentimes be, a lot of them will be yawning a lot, or the body will feel like it wants to stretch. Those are really, really great signs. The body would not yawn if it's in a sympathetic nervous system response. The body will only yawn when it's going into more the calm and relaxed side of the nervous system. the sympathetic nervous system. So these are some debrief questions that you can use, and I'd highly recommend. Let's go ahead and go on. So part of the next step of bringing this into the classroom, or if you're facilitating student groups or even individually with students, is to practice facilitating them through it. As I said, the script can be downloaded. It's found below. And I'd also recommend taking them through the debrief questions. The PDF of this slides presentation is also downloadable below, so you can get those debrief questions. And the next lesson will give you a handout on tips for facilitating quiet time activities, which this is considered one, and tips for how to go about this. I'd highly watch that video if you haven't done anything like this with young people before, if it's just new to you. So I really hope this was useful for you personally, and I hope it's something that you can use with students. If you have any questions, you can go ahead and contact us through our website. I personally would love to hear any feedback about the use of this with students. It's always wonderful to hear when we've made a difference in young people's lives. So I'd love to hear about that if you're willing to share. And I just want to take a minute to acknowledge you for taking the time to go through this. It's a tool that can be brought to students to support them. And I sure wish when I was younger, especially in high school, that I had some stress management tools. This one would have been a good one. So thank you for doing the work that you're doing and the difference that you're making. Okay, everyone, I'm going to come back to you. Stay healthy, stay strong, and most importantly, stay connected. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.